Hey everybody, Barry at CTech-review. We've got a fun one for you today. I'm very excited to finally show you guys the 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum. And this is the Max version. If you watch my channel, you know we do some videos on the Lincolns, Navigators. We've had a lot of Expeditions in the past, and I'm excited to see what things have changed with this new refresh, this new design of the Expedition. Let's get into this. So the obvious thing right off the bat is the exterior is completely different. A whole new front fascia. Look at these wheels. Those are, by the way, these are 24-inch wheels. GMC and Ford have both decided, and the Escalade have both offered now a 24-inch wheel option. And honestly, I think from a proportions, I think it looks great. It's really fitting. I never thought we'd see factory 24-inch wheels. Very wild. Front end, completely different. I like how it says Expedition up top. You got the blue oval in the middle. You could tell the fascia, you kind of got the satin from the Platinum in the past. The same kind of finish, like on the brow area. I like that. Got the daytime running lamps here. Kind of got a nice, I think this is a quad beam. Wanted to spend some time talking about this setup, this wheel and tire combinations. This is a 285/40/24, and I like this is a mud and snow rated tire. You would think with such a low sidewall tire, they wouldn't have a tire that's mud and snow rated. That's awesome. So if you're using this thing in inclement weather, that's great. This is the Eagle Touring, but just look at all of the intricacy that goes into this rim. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I think this rim looks really sharp and sporty. I dig it. This does not have fog lights down below. This has got the tow hooks hidden down below, and you've got your 360 cameras. I do not see that this has the cleaner for the 360 camera. I'm not sure, maybe it's somewhere else. But this is the whole new fascia, and this looks really sharp. And what I mean, like almost every panel has been changed on this thing. But obviously you can tell the sheet metal on the fenders, hood, front bumper, that's all different. Even a new shape of the mirror. This is a total different shape of the mirror. You still got your 360 cams, you still got blind spot indicators. Door handles look the same. Your side entry steps look the same. Second row doors look the same, but you start getting a little different. But we start getting in some differences here. Obviously this sheet metal is different because the taillights are different, and the rear end is a lot different. I personally like the look, but you know what's funny? To me, I personally think it looks a lot like the Tahoe rear end to me. The shape of it, I think it looks good though. One thing they've changed, and this is a big thing. If you had not seen this, this is a big change from 24 model year. Notice how the lift gate goes up? How neat is that? The split gate. So some people might like this, some people might not. I like it because if you ever want to do any tailgating or just hanging out outside, camp or whatnot, you can just kind of take a pop a squat right here. Works really nice. Or the other nice benefit to it is if you got groceries in the back and you don't want to, stuff falling out, you could just kind of pop this thing right back up in place. You can leave this up in place so when you're getting your groceries out, nothing comes out. Okay, so now let's look at storage. Storage is huge in here. You got one big one in the back, one in the front. These buttons have not changed at all. Got your privacy connectors here and here. Little storage here, I like that. We go over here, you got some LED lights. You got USB, 12 volt, 400 watt, 120 volt. This is really nice. This used to be over here, but I actually like that they put it here, especially if you've got like a cooler or something. That's nice. Otherwise, these features are pretty similar. Show you how the third row goes down. Now we'll do the second row. Very nice. So I'm going to show you why this is a big deal, guys. Some of the other manufacturers do not offer such a smooth transition all the way from here all the way forward. You could put a sheet of plywood in here if you had a home project or you needed something massive. I mean, gosh, you could put I wonder if you could put a ping pong table in here. No, I'm just kidding. But the Toyota and Lexus, when you go to their full size, it's a completely different flooring construction, and you don't have this really nice flat construction. And the other thing I like is power third row. And so you only want to have to hit the one button to close it back up. Just press this button and it closes both top and bottom. All right, let's check out this first row. These doors are completely different. We got soft touch On the top, soft touch in the middle, some kind of like nice perforated material with some wood accenting, nice trim piece here. We've got auto windows for all 4 seats. I like that. The B&O speakers and a bunch of storage down below. I did notice though that this used to be more of a full satin aluminum speaker grate. It's just the aluminum or a trim piece here. You'll also notice something's different up here, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But the storage is nice. I like how you got the platinum entry guard to get in, nice floor mats, and this one also comes with all-weather floor mats. You got your seat controls right here. It says Ford, but these seats look really nice and premium. The platinum looks great. These seats are super comfortable. These are one of the nicest seats that I have sat in the full-size SUV segment. All right, let's check out the startup sequence. First glance, you clearly see this is a completely different dash layout. Instead of having your traditional gauges here, you have the panoramic display. You no longer have heads-up display. You don't really need it anymore because the gauges are so close to it. You'll notice that your Google Maps has now transitioned more to up here. The operating system here is completely different than the older system. And from just playing around with it, it seems to be pretty quick and responsive. This is kind of a cool feature here. This is like your widgets. So see this right up here? We've got our gauges. I'm gonna show you what we can change there. Want fuel economy? We put fuel economy up there. You want none? We could put none there. Want your off-road status? No problem. Tire pressure, towing status, gauges. You can show your media, what you're listening to, trailer trip, or just a trip 1. This is another nice option. You can open and close your rear liftgate from here. When I mentioned something was missing up here, the older Expeditions Navigators, they had your presets here as well as your seating adjustments and massage controls. Those are gone. This is now in the touch-only screen. So if you want to set a profile for the driver, or if you want to go from one profile to another, here's how you do it. Let's just say you're at your home screen. You have to hit this button here, then you go to driver memory, and then you'd select a profile, and then you can save it. Or let's say you want to go to your lighting, because this is another thing I didn't find a button. There's no knob, there's no button over here to turn your headlights on and off. I've looked all around. It's because it's over here. So once again, say you're at your home page, you hit this, and this is how you turn on your headlights. You can kind of see them on, auto. This is your parking lamps, or you can just turn them off. We're gonna put them just at auto right now. While we're in the lighting, you can kind of see you've got different ambient lighting colors and brightnesses. I like that. And then I'm really happy to see Ford continued to keep the ambient zone lighting, which looks really nice and works really well. While we're in kind of the different settings, I want to kind of show you, if you want to go in your seats, there's 2 ways to get in your massaging seats. One is go into this setting here, hit your seat button, and then hit massage. The other option is, here's your other option. You still do have a physical button down here, which is nice. Now, if you notice, this is back only, not back and butt. We go to the home button. You've got a pretty decent setup here. It'll show you your profile if you got your phone connected. Plus, this is a Google operating system now, so you can kind of see. This reminds me in a lot of ways kind of what General Motors is doing. It feels very similar. Now, for your controls for your climate on your seating, you notice there's an auto button. I really dig that. So you've got cooled, heated steering wheel. So if you want to turn any of that on, this is your button for that. Here is your HVAC controls. HVAC controls are all now on the screen. There is no more physical button down below, no redundancy. You can change some of your features here, and this is also the same for the dual climate control for your passenger. Here's all your different apps. You can go into CarPlay, and it works really well. I was playing around with that. You got a hotspot. There's a ton of different options you can set this up. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not cutting out any sections. Nothing seems to be freezing up. Everything works really well. I'm happy to see this. Vehicle status. Here kind of shows you the tire pressure. That's cool. Oil life, I like that. Very simple, very simple. The question will be, do you like that it's all touch capacitive and not physical buttons? You know, that'll be for you. This one also has the Pro Trailer steer. You got USB A and C, wireless charging, 2 cup holders. Here's another super slick option. Some are gonna really like this. General Motors went with a similar feature where you have this center console that moves away. And what I like about this one in particular is if you notice, that whole area stays open. So you could store stuff down there. You don't have to move it out of the way. It won't get crushed. And you can still close this, which is nice. And obviously you've got your storage in here with USB-A and a 12 volt. And then here's a little holder for like an iPad for your guests. We've got a pretty good size glove box here. What I would like to see is there seems to be a lot of real estate up on this dash. I'd love to see like more storage being utilized. And you can kind of see this is a soft touch material, which is nice. And this is almost like a fabric material, some nice stitching around the sides. It'd be interesting to see if there were things you could do with putting some things there, because it feels like some space that could be utilized. B&O speakers, you got your sunglass holder above, universal home remote, and then you've got your sunshade, and then you've got your different interior lighting you can turn on and off, a self-dimming rear view mirror. While we're looking at the steering wheel, obviously it is much smaller and it's obviously oval in shape, but these controls are all touch capacitive. So if you notice my hand, as I'm doing circles, you'll see this little menu here. It's basically just kind of moving with your hand. It's the same on both controls. So if you want to play around, you kind of got to play with these different settings. And you know, I'm just noticing your pedal adjustments now are also from here. So if you want to change your steering wheel, you have to go up here and then you can, that's kind of wild. Huh. So there's no longer a physical button for your steering wheel adjustment as well. So you would need to go into that feature. And it looks like the pedals are also the same. So just new technology. You just have to see if this is, you know, your jam. Do you kind of like it or not? But this display looks pretty nice. Let me show you. This has been the same type of transmission control for the last like 8 years. And actually, I don't really mind it. You do have your manual adjustments here for if you want to select trans gearing. And you do have your volume control for your radio. You can turn off your start stop. You can turn off parking assist. You got your 360 camera button you can do here. And I'm just going to show you kind of what it looks like. You can zoom in, responsive. And then I think you can actually zoom into different areas, which is kind of cool. Oh, this is great. This is one of my favorite features that Ford does. So we're looking down both sides of the vehicle right now. So if you're hooking up a trailer, maneuvering a trailer, amazing feature. I love this, and I'm really glad to see they got this on the Expedition. Resolution looks pretty good as well, and you can put auto parking brake on or off, put it back in park. If you wanted to change your drive modes, you've got 2 high, 4 auto, 4 high, 4 low. This is where you can also physical buttons for dropping your lift gate, electric parking brake, but here's how you change your drive modes. And I'm curious to see where it comes up on which display. Okay, so actually it comes up in the front here. So you start with normal, you got tow haul, eco, sport. And I'm curious, sport, yep, it does put it in Ford Auto. Then you've got wet, icy snow, which keeps it in 4 auto. Then you've got rough, uneven, mixed terrain. And I don't see, okay, that puts it in 4 high. So it's interesting, I don't see like a rock crawl or anything crazy like that. So I guess if you wanted to do that in an Expedition, you just have to physically do 4 low. That's pretty intuitive and easy to use. Kind of see this wood trim that kind of follows this whole interior theme with kind of a neat little design, like a knurled aluminum look, says Expedition. It looks nice. I like this is soft right here. Pretty comfortable. All your touch points, elbows, lots of padding down here. I really like that. This would be a really comfortable driving vehicle from that point. And then obviously you got your huge panoramic sunroof, which has been around for Ford for a while. Got your speakers above, and you can kind of see it kind of goes all through the interior. I'm curious to see if you have a center console, a center speaker. I see the B&O little icon over there. Maybe there's one. Okay, I can sort of see there is a speaker right there. And then, oh, I almost missed this. This is kind of cool. You got a little bit of like a storage tray area there as well. So that's kind of nice. And you do have your integrated brake controller on this one as well. Okay, I want to show you a few neat little Easter eggs here. It's not a big deal, but I think it's kind of cool they put the old school Ford logo here. I also think it's kind of cool that they put the new generation Expedition like in the corner of the glass. I think that's kind of neat. All right, let's check out the second row. Second row carries the same theme. You got the same soft touch here. You got a nice little storage here, speaker here. This is all still soft touch. B&O speakers, cup holders here. Now we got the seats down right now, but I just want to show you guys a few things because the seats are a little bit different in the past. You kind of notice this structure is like open. So there's a few ways you can adjust this seat. So you can fold it like that, okay? That's one way. Or you can press this button here and the whole thing moves forward to getting into third row. I like having that flexibility, and then you can slide it back. Now, when we get in this second row, I just want to show you guys. Look at the clearance on my head. Okay, this is really good clearance. My head is not touching. I can slide in between, 6 foot tall. I've got 8 inches of leg room right there, okay? Now, I want to show you guys, if I get in to this third row, how much room, I want to show you guys how much room I still have. I've still got 2-3 inches here, and I'm not even reclined all the way. Let me recline that. All right, now I'm reclined. Now, we had a little more, this is actually pretty good headroom. Some of the others is not as good, and some of the others have a little bit more headroom. But if you had, imagine, 6 foot tall male, 6 foot tall male, 6 foot tall male, you're getting everybody in here, and you don't have much issue with room. And you do have your USB chargers here, some storage, and some cup holders. While we're back here, I wanted to show you some things that I think are really cool. So you got your media and the controls here, climate, heated seats. You know, that's been around for a while. But check this out. How smart was this? USB-C charging in the back of each seat. So instead of having your USB-C here, and then you got kids or adults charging stuff and having wires running through the middle, you can have one for your preferred seat. I think that is really slick. And that's a really good move by Ford to do this. Also, while we're in this space, I just want to show you guys this. Look at the flooring and how flat, easy the transitions are. No humps, no bumps. Look at this third row height. That is a normal seat in that row. There's nothing, no sort of goofy, like seat is just as high or the floor is just as high as the seat. It's a good use of space. And then obviously you got your cup holders there. And if you're wanting to know what the key fob looks like, just a standard key fob. You've got your lift gate, remote start, and nothing too crazy there. Does it say premium? It does not. Nice. This is LED taillights and LED headlights. And then I kind of like how you got that theme of the LEDs that carry through here as well. It just looks really sharp. You got your third brake light above, and I did want to see, yes, good. This is a big deal to me. I like that this has the washer in the rear to clean off your rear backup camera. So if you're in salty, snowy weather or dirty roads, that's really nice to see. Now, I'm curious to see if we can see any changes in the exhaust here, because this is now the 440 horsepower version. This looks to be a single outlet rear exhaust. Looking at the lower control arms, looking at got a full-size spare, good E-coating. I see good corrosion here. I don't see anything that looks odd here in the exhaust standpoint. And I do believe this has the CCD dampeners. Yes, it does. I see the sensors down below. But you can kind of see it's got really good E-coating all along the frame. This is not a wax-coated frame. You guys know if you watch my channel, I'm not a fan of wax-coated frames in snowy, rusty climates, or if you live on a dirt road. It's just not my, it's not my preferred system. All right, let's go over the window sticker. So if you like this color, this is Glacier Gray Metallic. The interior, salt, crystal, gray, leather trim. This is the 3.5 with the high output motor. This used to be specific to the Navigator. Now you can get this in an Expedition. This is the Platinum Ultimate Package. So this is pretty much the Mac Daddy, $13,570, which gets you the 24-inch wheels. It's got the active 2.0 Ford Copilot 360. It's got the front liners, front and rear. It's Blue Cruise for 1 year. It's got the driver's package connectivity. It's got a crossbar that attaches on the top, which looks nice. Wheel lock kit for a grand total of $95,545. If we look at fuel economy, 18 combined, 15 city, 22 highway. I do want to show you guys something though that I think I'm really glad to see, and this is something I want to kind of highlight on my channel more and more, is about this parts content information. This is 42% US Canadian parts, 22% major source of foreign parts, Mexico. Vehicle final assembly, Louisville, Kentucky. Engine, Mexico. Transmission, United States. Let's pop the hood real quick and look at this engine. We pop the hood. I'm gonna be honest, when I first open this, I don't see anything different from the prior model year. Your intake is in the same location. Your intake nozzle is in the same location. Your coolant reservoir, Your battery is in the same location. I'm gonna tell you one thing I like about this spot. It's the same spot as where our navigator's at, and just put a battery in ours. Very easy to change. When you look in here, you see a lot of tubing, a lot of stuff going on, but I can tell you, if it's anything like our Expedition, our Navigator, we just did spark plugs in ours in about 10 minutes. And looking at this, I don't see any difference. And I appreciate that this is, from a spark plug changing standpoint, is pretty easy serviceability. Changing oil, checking oil, right there, easy. And it's nice that it's still got a dipstick tube, because some of the manufacturers have went away from that. I know, crazy. Braking systems right here. You can see all your braking and ABS controls. You got your junction boxes. Nothing too crazy here. Everything looks pretty well put together. This is where you'd fill your windshield washer fluid. Nice insulation on the hood. You've wondered how this powertrain sounds? Very quiet. You don't hear injectors. You're not hearing lifters. You're not hearing exhaust ticks. It sounds really good, and I've seen EcoBoost with 200,000 miles, 3.5s, still sound this quiet. Okay, I want to show you guys what these headlights look like. Kind of bright out, but these headlights, looking at it, these are reflector. I don't believe this is a projector headlight because I don't see the projector beam in here. This is a reflector LED headlight with, you can see the beauty LED light that goes around, and it looks really sharp. Goes all the way around in the bottom. See the LED on the side? This lights up as well. Let's look at the rear lights. I don't know if you could see in the light here, but this is lit up, and this looks really sharp. These are lit up as well. And I'm just gonna show you here in a second what it looks like when these are off. Okay, so now you can see it is not lit up there anymore, and you can see this is darkened. Nice thing, this would be where your hitch is hidden behind that little cover, which is nice. Just give you one more side profile. Man, the 24s from a proportion standpoint look so good on these full-size SUVs. I'll be curious to see how strong those sidewalls are. Here in Michigan, our roads are terrible. You're either gonna be bending rims, breaking tires, or I'm hopeful this is a whole new setup that's really strong. It'll be interesting living in Michigan. One thing we always worried about is potholes in the roads, which is why I was worried about my 22-inch wheels on our Navigator. But you know what? We've never had a problem in almost 3 years now with tires or rims. Bad roads, so maybe these 24s will be just as solid. So I hope you found this video helpful on showing you the technology and interior, exterior, and window sticker of the 25 Expedition Platinum Ultimate. We're gonna have a second video on this. We do a ride and drive review. We'll just see how this thing performs versus some of the other full-size offerings in the market. If you're interested in this 2025 Expedition Platinum, I'm gonna leave the contact information for Josh Wisniewski at Bob Maxxey in Howell, Michigan. He can get you this, or he can get you other vehicles as well. We've bought many vehicles from these guys in the past. I highly recommend them, and they're a small town dealership that kind of does the no BS thing, which I can appreciate. And if he can make it work, he will, and if he can't, he won't waste your time. I want to thank Bob Maxxey for giving me the opportunity to review this video for you guys. Hey, if you enjoy the video, feel free to like, subscribe. It really helps our channel out, and leave your comments down below. I'd love to get your guys' take on this new Expedition. Thanks for watching.